Baptist preacher says rebellious kids in public schools should be stoned to death. Pastor Jonathan Shelley of Pure Words Baptist Church in Houston, Texas, delivered a sermon saying that rebellious children should be put to death because that is what God commands in the Bible. He says kids are going to continue being more rebellious, more mocking, more arrogant, more prideful. You see, it's never enough. They just want to keep mocking their parents and disobeying their parents. You've got to squash out the rebellion in your child.
This is pretty, you know how we always try to make sure that if something is blamed on Christianity or Islam and it's not really according with Islam or Christianity, to point it out that this is actually not Islamic or not Christianity. This is Christianity. This is definitely biblical, isn't it? Like what this guy is saying.
Yes.
Like a lot of, this is like, people are shocked by this, right? But this is in the fucking Bible. I just don't know. This is getting, like, look, this is this got 450 reactions and 204 comments on our Facebook page. And a lot of people get shocked by these things, and rightfully so. But how come they don't get shocked? How come we're not showing the same kind of reaction to the fact that these are in the fucking Bible, and we're promoting and selling the Bible, and it's a popular book, and it's being promoted as a moral guide. What this guy is saying is not anti-biblical. I don't know. Should I play the part? Where was he say that? I'm going to play it. Unmute this tab. Guys,
I'll read for you from Romans chapter.
Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm going to play the second half because it's a bit long. Go away.
For anybody who doubts it, they can go to Leviticus 20, verse 9, where it says that anybody who curses his father and mother should be put to death. You can go to Deuteronomy 21, verse 18, where it says, if a man has a stubborn or rebellious son who will not obey the voice of his mother, and they discipline, and though they discipline will not listen to them, put him to death.
Is there more? I'm glad you had those ready. But
verse 27, 16, cursed be anyone who dishonors his mother and father. It's just rampant, especially in the Old Testament, the killing of children, just because children were viewed as property.
So whenever people say that Christianity is anti-abortion, just be like, no, Christianity is not anti-abortion. In fact, advocates abortion for even after birth.
God hated Esau before he was even born. There's a story in the Bible about God actually causing an abortion, telling a man's wife to drink poison in order to induce an abortion.
Yeah. So I was going to say something, I forgot.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Wait, so let me actually play this part that he said. Like, guys in the live chat, let me know if you're actually hearing this. Hold on.
Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out unto the elders of the city, and unto the gate of his place, and they shall say unto the elders of the city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard, and all the men of his city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. You know how you could squash rebellion in the public school today? Take the rebellious one out and stone him. I bet they'd shapen up pretty quick. I bet they'd figure out, maybe I should hearken unto the authorities in my life. And we see, unfortunately, our society is continually destroying itself because we all have these rebellious, arrogant, prideful teenage jerks that just don't want to hearken to their parents. You know what? And God said they should be put to death. The guy that's the lazy gamer. I don't want to get a job. I just want to play video games all day and drink alcohol with my buddies. That guy should be put to death. You know what? As a young man, you should be able to work, and you should work hard, and you should be sober. And the man that's not going to do that, God says, well, I think you're worthy of death.
All right, that's enough of that shit.
Fuck that guy.
But, you know, the interesting thing is that this is the part of the Bible that actually a lot of even atheists admire. Like the part when they say like, but they don't read into it because it's just like the Quran where it says the part of the Quran where it says that killing one man is like killing all mankind. People are like, oh, that's beautiful. I'm like, okay, read the next fucking verse. It actually becomes barbaric if you actually continue reading. But even in the Bible, when the people say like, well, not everything in Christianity is bad. Like, it tells you to respect your parents. Like, that's one of the 10 commandments. Like, okay, continue reading what it's actually saying with regards to respecting your parents, because it's telling you that if you don't respect your parents, you should be stoned to death. That's the beautiful part of the Bible that even atheists think that they should be.
Well, and it doesn't just say stoned to death. You cannot just take this metaphorically or allegorically. In Deuteronomy 21, it specifically tells you how to do it. It says that you have to take hold of him, bring him out to the elders of his city. Then you take him to the gate of his city. And then you have to profess to the elders that this son of ours is rebellious. And then the men of the city stone him to death so that you, the parents, can put away the evil from among you.
YouTube live chat is, what's his name? Her name, Elias. And they're saying, what about let him who is without sin cast the first stone? So
that is a bunch of bullshit. That is only in the Gospel of John. It is not found in any of the other Gospels. Sometimes in historical manuscripts it's found in Luke, but it is not in our oldest existing copies. It is not in the Codex Vaticanus. It is not in the Codex Sinaiticus. Before the 4th century, that verse does not exist. That was put in there later by people who wanted adultery to be cool, who didn't want it to be as harsh of a punishment. But if you notice, Jesus didn't say anything about raping or slavery or anything like that.
Yeah, okay, so first of all, the fact is that the Bible is full of contradictions, because Jesus also said that he's not going to throw any of the old laws away, right? So he basically said all the old laws apply. And what Jim, what you're pointing out is that the fact that this was something that is proven now. This is proven that was added 150 years after in the Bible. Like this was
400 years after.
Oh shit! Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So not part of the original canon.
No. We're talking about just a little bit after Islam started, not very much longer at all. I mean, we're talking a long way down the road.
And I've seen even some Christian Bibles have that as a note that this is not part of the Bible.
That and also the longer ending of Mark, where it usually ends at the women running away from the tomb in fear, but they added on a couple of different endings. There's three or four different endings that they've had over the years, but the most agreed upon one is the long one because it harmonizes with the other verses.
Right. I mean, it's interesting. The fact that the Bible has some really small, little, fuzzy, warm messages here and there, and so I think it actually makes it more dangerous because it comes with so much bullshit and so much dangerous teachings, and these small little messages, oh, love thy neighbor, I don't know, be nice to kittens or whatever. It's just basically used as a PR as a sugar coating for the poison pill that it covers. Let me see. Jack is saying, where's the line? Is being LGBTQ a rebellion if parents disagree with it? Yes, Jack, it is. That's rebellious. Is having a friend of another race rebellion if parents disagree? Yeah, that's also rebellious. So dangerous. Exactly, Jack. It is very dangerous. Let me see. Anybody in the Facebook live chat has tagged Atheist Republic for us to read something? I think there's other conversations going on between people. Yuval gave the same verses that you did. Some people are mentioned. Is that Matthew, right? The one that you cast the first stone.
I think so.
Somebody's asking, how do you know the Bible is true? I don't think that's
it's not. That's how we know it's not true.
I don't think that's for us. I think that's just a conversation. Because
okay.
I'm hoping that's not for us because you're an atheist republic, right?
I see somebody asking about how Christians answer that, saying that it's just the Old Testament. I just wanted to address that real quick. You can turn to really any of the Gospels. Matthew, Luke, John. Matthew tells us Jesus said that until heaven and earth pass away, that not one iota or dot will pass from the old law until it's all accomplished. In another part of Matthew, it says that do not think that I've come to abolish the law, but I've come to fulfill it. And he says again that until heaven and earth pass away, the smallest part of a letter, not even the smallest part of a letter, will pass from the law until all these things have taken place. He says it specifically many times, and in John, he specifically says, "Didn't Moses give you the law, and yet none of you are keeping it?"
The top comment on Facebook says, "I bet he's also pro-life." The guy that wants to stone little kids for being rebellious. Brian is saying that's fine. He can say that just as surely as I can say that someone needs to smack him flush to the face with a 2x4 once every 5 minutes until he stops breathing. Jesus, Brian. Okay, we don't advocate for violence even against the vilest of all people. We don't, okay? I know some people disagree with us on that, but we don't. Even the worst of all people we don't advocate violence against them. Andrew saying, I think Jim doesn't either. I'm not speaking on behalf of the entire Atheist Republic community. This is my opinion and Jim's opinion, right? You don't advocate for violence. Jim?
No, I don't.
You don't. Even against the vilest people, right?
No.
Yeah, good. Andrew is saying, what's the over under on this guy is hiding some dark, crazy secret that will come out in a few years? Well, we'll see. I don't know. You're talking this. Jamie is okay. I get it. Jacob saying, how many joints do you have to smoke to get stoned to death, man? Okay.
It takes me about 3, probably.
It takes me. It doesn't. I don't get high. Did you know that? I'm one of I'm one of the 3% of people that THC has no influence on them.
Do you not have the receptors?
Yeah, I tried everything. It doesn't work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. It tastes good, but people took it away from me because I'm wasting it if I'm not getting high.
That's awesome.
Anyways, let's go to the. Let me see if there's anything here. Oh wait, let's see if there is YouTube live chat. Carrie is saying many pastors would be dead if we followed the laws of stoning adultery with a woman who has a. Let me turn this off. Hold on. Okay. Adultery with a woman who has a husband results in stoning both the man and woman. I don't think you're right, Carrie. I think only the woman gets stoned. The man gets to, if a man has sex with a woman before her marriage, he gets to buy her.
He is killed if he's caught. If he is caught and the husband's or the wife's husband wants to kill him, then he'll be killed. But if she's not married, then she has to buy her.
Oh, so if she's not married, the man gets to buy her.
Yes.
If she is married, then he gets to. He has to be killed.
Correct, and
so it's all about property because it's all about because if he's not married yet, the fact that you have the fact that you had sex with her, all is not gone because the whole point is that the father sells the property it goes from ownership from the father to the husband. Correct. If he's not married, it's damaged goods. You broke it, you buy it, so. There's still a chance to fix this as long as you pay the dad and you buy the woman as your wife. It's a contract. Right. But if it's a married woman, it's already been transferred. It's already been bought. So there's nothing to fix here. You fucked up someone else's property. So now you have to be killed. Right. Right.
That's the way so and it also depends on if they are a slave or not, and then whether they are a Hebrew slave or a Gentile slave. or a non-Hebrew slave, I should say, if they're a slave and your property, even if they are, even if they do have, a husband or whatever, then you won't be put to death because they're considered your property.
Oh, Jackie's saying, "Whoa! I thought I was the only person in Vancouver that can't get high." Hey, Jake, let's get together and not get high together.
Atheists are under attack in many places. If they were Christians, their voices would be heard. If they were Jews, their voices would be heard. If they were Muslims, their voices would be heard. But they are atheists, and not many seem to be listening. Let's make it difficult for them to ignore us. We have built a global community, and now we are tearing down geographic, cultural, and language barriers so we can find each other and support each other. In the last decade, we have built the largest atheist community in the world. Now we're doing the same in other languages. With your help, we have started Atheist Republic in Persian and Arabic.
انضميت مؤخراً لأسرة Atheist Republic وحيصير عندي بودكاست باللغة العربية.
As we grow, we can dedicate more time, staff, and resources to start doing the same in Spanish, Portuguese, Malay, Bengali, Urdu, Hindi, and other languages. We are providing community, support, informative content, and amplifying the voices of those who need protection, especially in countries where people feel isolated simply for their lack of belief. We want to be there for them, and we are only getting started. Help us get there. Check in the description for ways you can support our projects.